Blacklist 12. Izzy. Okay, so this is Big Supra, and it's the fastest, and that's compared to your old Golf on the bars. And then you also still have your old IS300. So what we're going to do is we're going to soup up the Supra all the way, and then we're going to strip and sell the IS300 and use the Golf as our bounty car, and our Supra as our race car. And so we're going to get transmission for the Supra, suspension, brakes, and turbo. And then your Toyota Supra, once you're done souping up the engine, the performance will be as good as it can get. Now you're going to make it look like, this is the Lexus IS300, where we're going to get rid of all of the aftermarket parts on it, which will give you money. And you can't do any performance parts or any paint things because you won't get any money for that. And so, see, now you got $6,000 back altogether for all that, and then you can sell it. So now you pull up in your Supra, which is souped up now. Here comes the RX-8, which is, you know, it's okay looking. And she's a pretty good driver too. Sometimes this happens in the game, little glitches like that, but I think it's kind of cool. The car was not really flying, it was supposed to be on the ground drifting around you, but that didn't happen. Okay, you gotta get a perfect launch. There you go. It's really hard to do it in this car, but you can. She has great acceleration, even if you get a perfect launch, so you're gonna want a nitrous just a little bit at the beginning. By now, I assume you guys are pretty good drivers, so you don't need to know about, you know, technique on staying in the lane and stuff, so I'll try and focus on just the race and the course for you in the car, because this car, a lot of things great about it, a lot of things bad about it. So it's a very, very technical car. You have to be a great, it takes a long time to be able to drive this car well, but once you've worked with it, then it's amazing. Okay, there's a sharp corner coming up. Little corners like this, you kind of have to slow down a lot because this car either slides a lot or it'll flip over. It's a very flipping car. The RX-8 that she's driving has amazing grip. It'll just go around corners like no big. So don't count on her crashing because it's probably not going to happen. But you need to stay on the right. Don't take any little shortcuts like that. That'll just take you somewhere else. You don't want that. But not everywhere. You do want to take shortcuts most places. Don't take a shortcut there, definitely. Go on the under the tunnel. This car is very tricky because the Supra, because, you know, right when you first start out you're gonna think it stinks and it's gonna be really hard to drive, but work with it hard and it'll blow you out of the water. It's amazing. It's good to keep the Supra for, you can keep the Supra for a really long time in this game and still do really well. It's a great car. Okay, now you are finished with the first lap. Oh, that's it. So now you won that race. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? Yeah. Wait, now here's your second race. Try to get a perfect launch again. There you go. This one's a circuit, so it's 2 laps long. It's really not that hard. Unlike the Golf, the Supra actually handles itself really well at high speeds. If you look behind you, Izzy's right there. I mean, this is the best shortcut to take in the entire thing. If you don't take it, I mean, she's going to. Don't turn directly into it because you can crash. Definitely want nitrous on straights. You want to get as far away from her as possible, but you definitely want to save your nitrous for the end because she tends to sneak up on you. The first time you do this race, you might not get it. It is a very hard race, so it might take you a couple times. It's all about the ending. You might be ahead the entire time, but then once you get to the end, mess up just a little bit, she'll be right there, I promise. Okay, up here are the flipping zones. Like this turn right here, you have to be careful or your car will flip over. Slow down a lot and stay on the inside of the turn because your car will slide all the way over to the other side, and if you start on the outside, you're going to slide right into the wall. Stay on the inside, definitely. When you crash, use your nitrous. You don't want to get behind because of something stupid. Turn into this parking lot. That helps a lot. See, she didn't take it. And this is the final stretch, so you want to use a lot of nitrous. Okay, pretty good lap, but you have to do it again. This car does not handle very well off-road, as you can see it. It's very tricky to maneuver, so if you can, stay on the road, but take shortcuts if you can, even if they're off-road. Just don't turn as much. I mean, go as straight as you can on places like that. This car's great on really, really sharp turns, because you can just kind of like drift around them, you know, use your e-brake and stuff. Watch out in there. If you're not going straight through that little passage, you'll hit everything. You'll definitely lose if that happens. She's right on you. This is the part where it gets tricky. Always take the top half of that little diamond. It gives you a huge straightaway when the other person has to turn if they go the bottom way. Go as fast as you can through here. Here you go, sharp turn. And here comes the flip zone. No matter how good of a driver you are, your super can flip through here. I mean, that is a really hard part to get through. A lot of cars right around the corners that you don't see. That's going to be hard too. The most important thing about this race is to maintain your focus. If you lose focus, you're going to run into something. This is a very difficult city race, and you have to be thinking clearly. She's right on your tail. She is directly on you. I almost hear her engine. And if you look, she crashed. And now, you won. The middle one is her car. We think the middle one is her car. Yes, it is. And then go get the visual upgrades because that sometimes is really cool. You have to experiment with that.